Um, so I just got back from CVS, and yeah, it was this one was a doozy. So I'm going to a Jesuit school, and part of my core requirements I have to take a religion course. So I'm taking history of Jesus, and we have a project due on Wednesday. So I was working with a couple of people from my class, and it was all girls, and I'm just taking the course out of requirement, but actually all of these girls seem to be devout Christians, or I don't even know. I never bothered to ask, but so we were working on our project, and a couple of them started texting on their phones, and I was like, "All right, you guys, come on, we're in college. We have to work on this project. It's due next week. Can you stop texting? Like, is it so important that you have to keep texting?" And so one of the girls was like, "Actually, yeah, it is kind of important." So I was like, "Okay, what's so important that you have to keep texting?" And she kind of bit her lip, held her breath, and finally said, "Well, my boyfriend and I had sex without a condom, and now I'm a week late." So, I've dealt with this before, but I was trying to tread lightly because she's religious, and obviously this is um, the first time this has ever happened to her in her life. So I said, "Well, have you bought a pregnancy test, and how late are you?" And she said she was about a week late, and she was never late before, obviously, because she hadn't had sex before. And so I said, "Well, why haven't you bought a test?" And she said, "Because I live in a really small town, and I'm kind of scared that somebody who knows my parents is going to see me buying the test, and I can't do it." So, being the heathen that I am, I said, "All right, I'll buy the test for you." And I never seen anyone more grateful in my entire life. And yeah. So I said I would buy the test for her. And then another girl in the group kind of went. I looked over and I said, "Yeah, can I get you something?" And she said, I want tampons." "Want tampons?" And she said, "Yeah, I've never used tampons before. My mom only lets me use pads because she thinks that tampons are a phallic symbol." "Okay, I'll get you tampons." "Is there anything else that anyone needs?" May as well get it while I'm getting everyone else something. And then the meekest girl in the entire group, like, she must have been the youngest of all of us. She was probably like 17. I don't even know. She was kind of mousy, super pale, very devout. Her father was a preacher, I'm pretty sure. She asked me to get her Magnum condoms. I didn't even want to ask questions at that point, so I said, "You got it." So we left the library because obviously no work was going to get done at that point. And we piled into my car and we drove over to CVS. And I parked, left them in the car, and I think I put on like Jay-Z or Snoop Dogg or something. I must have blown these girls' minds because I never ever get the rated versions of songs. I always get like the really explicit, kind of like fucked up versions of songs. So I go into CVS and I get the tampons first, and then well, it's all in the same aisle, really. The tampons, the pregnancy test, and the condoms. So I'm walking around with my little red basket, and there's this older lady in the aisle because right next to the tampons and the pads are the adult diapers. Depends. Apparently they have them in like gray, canary yellow, and cream, so they look more like underwear. Anyway, so she's walking up and down the aisle, kind of being inconspicuous, and she's eyeballing what I'm buying, and it's kind of awkward that I'm buying these three things all at once. So I really don't care. None of the things that I'm buying are for me, and I'm just kind of going about my business. And so she sees me pull out the tampons first, and then she sees me grab the pregnancy test, and then she sees me go for the condoms. And then by that point, she's standing next to me, and she goes, "Do you really think you need all three of those things?" I kind of look over at her and I'm like, I really don't think it's any of your business, but none of this is for me. And she looks at me and she says, "Yeah, I'm not buying it." And so I just look at her and I say, "All right, you know what? I could comment on what you have in your cart right now, but I have a little bit more, I don't know, decency than that. So, you know, I'm just going to go about my business and I'm going to leave now." And so I walk away and she says, "It's rude to walk away." I was done at that point. So I go up to the checkout stand. I put my stuff on the conveyor belt. I really only have those three things. And the checkout person started bringing me through, and he kind of sees the order of things that I'm buying, and he feels the need to comment as well. And so he says, "Oh, what is this, like, hopeful?" I looked and I was like, "Fingers crossed." And he said, "Yeah, I've never seen anyone buy the same three things all at once." And I said, "Yeah, and I also think it's your job to comment on what people are buying." And it was, I don't know, I felt really violated. So I get my things and I go into the car, and the girls all have these shocked looks on their faces. And I said, "What's wrong?" They were like, "You played a song called The N-Word in Paradise, and we just don't know what to make of it." So I calm them all down. I give them their things, and we move on. But basically, I don't think I can ever go back to that CVS ever again. And I really can't believe that I was chastised not only by the checkout stand person, but by an old lady bystander. Yeah. And that was that.